All right, and we are back. Welcome to episode number 6. As promised last episode, we are going to go talk to Director Tan, who I believe is over here, based on the little quest marker there.
This is the planet where we landed. Habitat 7. It wasn't even close to livable.
That's been true of every world we've found. Ryder, we were discussing your next expedition.
Good. I was starting to wonder who was in charge around here.
Director Addison is entitled to her opinion, and mine overrules hers.
Does she know that?
I oversee the entire initiative, and I have decided to give you a chance to prove yourself. To that end, the Scourge dealt us a serious blow. Whatever it is, our scientists theorize it's not natural.
An artificial energy cloud?
It wasn't here when we left the Milky Way, yet it rendered all the golden worlds unlivable. Then there's the aliens you ran into, the Ket. They're obsessed with alien structures we found scattered around the cluster. They'll do anything to prevent others from accessing them. It seems murder isn't exclusive to the Milky Way. And now the challenge is to settle a world in spite of all that. This one here. Eos.
How?
You need to increase the viability of the planet so we can establish an outpost. Then we can bring more colonists out of stasis. The more colonists we have, the more resources we can gather to support the Nexus. Everything depends on it. There are 6 worlds we hope to settle.
Okay, but you said every planet you found is unlivable. So, how do I...
A good Pathfinder would relish the challenge of solving it.
Right. I think I should go check on things.
And if I fail, I guess it's no sweat off your back, right? You'll just look for another Pathfinder?
Placing bets on people is part of my job. Some of them pay off. Others...
Just point me to my ship and I'll be out of here.
They're prepping it now in the docking bay. The coordinates for Eos will be in the computer. And when you have a moment, we should discuss the missing arcs.
I was wondering about that. Ah!
Uh-oh.
Something wrong?
Ryder, please see me and Sam node on the Hyperion. Your implant needs attention, and we need to discuss a confidential matter.
No, I'm fine.
All right, well, I'm interested in this Sam Link thing. So let's see if we can talk to him about the other issue.
Ryder, you have my condolences for your father.
I appreciate it.
I didn't know him very well, although I understand he played a key role in planning the initiative. I'm sure he'd be concerned that we still have several arcs missing.
Any idea where they went?
Nothing certain, but tens of thousands of colonists are unaccounted for. It paints the initiative in an unflattering light. Did you have some other business?
I like how he's concerned about publicity, but like we're 600 years in the future and millions of light years away. I don't think anyone cares about the initiative's PR at this point.
I'm looking into the Nilk and Rensis murder charge.
And?
I want to go to Eos and retrieve Chief Reynolds' body.
That isn't usually Pathfinder business.
First murder in Andromeda, and I'm impartial. Figured you'd want to get it right.
Settling an outpost comes first. But I suppose I have no objections. Physical evidence will only bolster the case.
If that's true, then it definitely should. So Eos is the planet where they were trying to form that outpost, and that's the same one that he has me going to, so that works out well.
The more certain we can be, the better.
All right, but let's keep it quiet. I don't want people thinking we're reopening the case. I hope anything you find reaffirms what's been done, but if it sheds a different light, we'll deal with it. We'll send the coordinates of the murder scene. Good luck.
Any more information you can give me on the missing arcs?
No, and that is the distressing part. The Asari, Turian, and Solarian arcs are completely unaccounted for. If they had the same problems with the Scourge that we did, I fear the worst. Should you find any clues, please investigate. Without the other arcs, the promise of the initiative can never be fulfilled.
Are there any other arcs we should expect?
We had hoped Quarians would be part of the first wave, but before departure in 2185, we got word they had technical problems with their ship. It seems they're also bringing along Drell, Hanar, and other species as well. Managing all of their biological needs caused complications, We won't see them for some time to come.
That's right, the Quarians. We haven't seen them either. How could I forget about them? So I assume they'll be showing up at some point. I don't know if it'll be in this game or in a future game. Hopefully in this game. I would think it'd be weird if they made a Mass Effect game with only these 5 species. And I suppose all the Krogan that came were on the Nexus itself.
It sounds like the Nexus has had a rough time of it.
Publicly, I would say we're more than up for the challenge. Privately, I can tell you, it's been a disaster. The Scourge killed hundreds, many of them our senior leadership. Even the founder of the initiative, Gian Garson, is dead.
How did Jean Garson die?
With the rest of the leadership, when the Nexus hit the Scourge, a large wing of stasis pods was destroyed. They were killed instantly. These people traveled 600 years and died before they even woke up. Jean Garson never glimpsed Helios. She never saw her vision realized.
It's tragic, but I guess at least they died in their sleep, so to speak.
Cantor's mentioned something about hitting the Scourge. How did it play out?
Criminal elements took advantage of the emergency and preyed on people's fears. An uprising followed. We had no choice but to turn to the Krogan to deal with them. They crushed the mutiny and the criminals were banished. Exiles, we call them. I doubt we've heard the last of them. They're led by an outlaw, Sloane Kelly. She used to be one of ours.
Why is it that people always turn to the Krogan in their moments of need?
Who is this Sloane Kelly?
She was head of security on the Nexus. She opposed the uprising at first, but eventually turned traitor and joined them. Misguided sympathy for the plight of the common citizen? Nonsense. They posed a direct threat to our existence.
Definitely seems like there's more to this uprising if even the head of security ended up joining them.
There don't seem to be many Krogan around.
Good riddance. The Krogan demanded a greater say in political matters. The last place you want them involved. They're muscle, nothing more. Good for fighting and lifting heavy objects. When they didn't get what they wanted, they left.
It's a little disparaging, and I think the superintendent might have a different view of things.
Why don't you like the Krogan?
It's common knowledge that they are a violent, ignorant species. Long ago, they waged nuclear war on one another. Their planet was decimated. My people tried to uplift them, but the Krogan could never tame their worst instincts. What if they bring their tempers to Andromeda? We'll all be dead.
Yeah, I think that uplifting was a lot of the problem. They became part of the galactic community long before they were ready as a society.
What more can you tell me about the initiative?
It represents the greatest migration ever attempted. No one had ventured beyond the Milky Way before. We've all left home in search of freedom, fortune, perhaps a new beginning. We are the bravest souls each species has to offer. I hope the Nexus will serve as the seat of government for us all.
There are a lot of questions here.
What do you know about the early days of the initiative?
As most everyone knows, Jean Garson's vision made it happen. She was an entrepreneur on Earth. Wealthy. Young for a human. Garson had the idea for the initiative in the early 2170s, I believe. Many thought leaving the Milky Way was impossible. But she persevered. And as with most great ideas, the doubters were wrong.
Why do you think most people came?
There are thousands of reasons, one for every colonist here. What does any pilgrim seek? Usually, happiness. Finding the thing that eludes them, the thing to fulfill them. While we cannot promise they will find it, we can facilitate the search.
It looks like a melting pot around here.
The Nexus is home to several initiative species. Many came ahead of the Arks. The hope is that this station will one day serve as the governing body in Andromeda. Though I'm not sure what they were thinking, lumping Krogan into the mix. As a Solarian, my kind tend to have a low opinion of them. Nothing I've seen here has changed that.
As director of the initiative, are you in charge around here or what?
If the others would allow me, they don't see me as the rightful successor.
So how does anything get done?
In theory, Kesh handles the Nexus's physical operations, Kandros runs the militia, and Addison manages colonial affairs. I oversee all of it. In practice, we argue, debate, and yell at each other until a decision is made. If we're lucky. It is maddening.
What's their problem with you?
I am not Gian Garson. Our founder was charismatic, eccentric, larger than life. Traits I cannot hope to mimic. She and her inner circle perished in the Scourge, some at the hands of the Exiles, some never made it out of stasis. I was deputy assistant for revenue management. Then all 7 leaders above me died. I was next in line for the role.
So he was a accountant or tax collector?
So, you're an accountant?
Don't let that fool you. We are all capable of more than we know. When I was young, I was fascinated by the idea of exploring space. Life had its detours, and I went a different direction. Then I heard about the initiative, and saw my chance to try the path not taken. While I may not be setting foot on new worlds, my authority can ensure that you do.
Right. Sorry.
Yeah, at first I didn't really like this guy, but I feel like there's a lot more to it than that. These individuals all seem like they have both things about them you can relate to and other things that you might do differently. So I like they all actually seem like complex people and not just, this person's good, this person's bad. One last subject.
What do I need to consider in making a planet viable?
Assuming the planet supports life, an outpost is critical. People like a roof over their heads, and you'll want to eliminate any hostile threats. Whether that's the cat or other terrors lurking in Helios, colonists being murdered on sight can be discouraging. Also, scouting and mapping terrain is a priority for any Pathfinder. And don't forget forward stations. You'll want those.
So this all sounds very interesting. Hopefully some of these colonists actually know how to handle some weaponry.
What can you tell me about forward stations?
I was afraid you'd ask. It's mostly what the engineers tell me. A forward station allows mining, equipment repairs, and resupply for field teams. I mean, who wouldn't want that? But seeing as how every colonization effort has failed, it's just theory at the moment. You get to test it out, Ryder.
Lucky me.
That's all. Thanks for your time.
I'm happy to help. You will find our futures depend on each other's success. Good luck.
Well, I feel like he means it at least. We'll see if that's true. Oh, I can't jump. Guess he has his own like private lounge up there. Alright, so speak with Sam on Hyperion. Right, how could I forget about that? Ooh. That's not good.
Hey, you okay?
I'm fine. My arms got the brunt of it.
Stuff exploding like this happen often?
Back right after the mutiny, we had a lot of this happening. But not lately.
I wasn't there during the mutiny.
Lucky. I thought we were done with this, honestly. That maybe I was just being paranoid.
You know what they say. It's not paranoia.
If someone is out to get you, yeah. 3rd time this week. It's getting worse. First one was small stuff. This one could have hurt bad if I'd been closer.
That's not good. Sorry, understatement.
Yeah. And now I have more repairs.
Whoever's doing this has to be stopped before someone gets seriously hurt.
That's what I'm trying to do. But I'm an engineer, not a PI. I've scanned all the potential sabotage areas I can think of. But I don't know who to trust anymore.
Sounds like a lot went down before the Hyperion docked.
Yeah, I guess. Wait. That's it. You can't possibly be involved in this. You weren't even here during the mutiny. Would you, if you have time? Maybe you could help me. If they start hitting critical systems.
Well, it is a side quest, but it sounds like a pretty important one.
Sure thing. What can I do?
If you could scan these other panels while I fix this one, that'd really help. I've sent the locations to your Omni tool. Just send me the data when you're done.
Alright. Well, this place isn't too big, so hopefully they're not... Oh, didn't mean to do that.
Find out why. Be careful.
Anything around here? Not really. Let's go to the map. There's a question mark there. Have we not... Isn't that the jail? Thought we've been there. Investigate. Alright, so these are all the places we have to go. Alright, well, let's make quick work of that then. Was one of them in here? Yeah.
Pathfinder, to cover their tracks, the saboteur is overloading power to this panel from another junction relay. You can scan and trace the connective wiring to locate the surrogate panel.
Oh, interesting. One of these quests, I like them. So I have to follow that. It goes all over the place. Upstairs by the looks of it. Alright. Let's check out this one.
Scanning power junction relays. This panel is malfunctioning. Without more data, I cannot determine if this is a normal malfunction or sabotage.
I'll just disable power to the panel until Raj can check it out.
Only someone with physical access to the panel could have set this up. Well, that limits our suspects. Now, was that power line just leading me to this one? Because I can't see it anymore. I thought it went past this guy. Alright. I know there were a bunch more panels downstairs.
All personnel, be aware of any suspicious activity. Security is on heightened alert.
Is that one? No. This is both the prison and the shop. Guess there's not a lot of habitable space around here. Alright, let me open the map again. So, there's one up there and one to the left of me as well.
Engineering update. We are working on accessing more power from the Hyperion.
There it is.
You're in the forest? What district?
On hold until power
Moss.
coupling is complete.
Bradbury landing near the green band. Didn't lost.
Not a fit?
Numerous people are listed as
If you got
working
out
here. I will
before screwing up
cross-reference
then.
other data.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So I guess by scanning these panels, we can figure out who was working there.
Engineering update.
And by cross-referencing, we can narrow down the list of suspects.
Scan and trace the wiring to locate the panel that the saboteur used.
Repair requests are currently on
Okay.
hold until power
Another one of these, and it goes this way this time. Into the Krogan's office. Nope. Not sure where it goes from here.
Engineering update. We are working
Any
on
panels in this
accessing
room?
more
Nope.
power from the Hyperion.
Okay, I guess it
All non-relevant
turns
repair requests are
that
currently
way.
on hold until power coupling is complete.
Oh, this panel.
Pathfinder, I received the data from Sam. It really is sabotage.
Any idea as to who it might be?
Yeah. All these panels were worked on by Zara. I just can't believe it.
Security video logs confirm that Zara Kellis worked on these panels, as well as the one Raj Patil encountered.
Well, shit. Any idea where she is now?
Kellis is currently working on a panel on the Hyperion main deck.
That's not good. But say, is that her right there? Because that'd be convenient. Alright, so I guess I need to go to the Hyperion then.
Hyperion power draw is now at 100.
Not good if she's on the Hyperion already. Hopefully Raj stays away from
Start
any...
building a bank of vaccines once we get more biomaterial.
It's that scourge I'm wondering about. Standard colony radiation shield should handle it, but I hate should.
Guess I can't talk to him. Well, wait a minute.
Hyperion coupling annex.
Hi, Pathfinder. Want to hit some rocks for science?
Absolutely. What do you need?
Sam and I used your scans and made a VI for geophysics surveys. Beta builds on the console there. Test it out in the field, and I'll wrangle you a consultant's bonus from Director Addison. How's that sound?
Works for me. Alright. Some patch notes. Let's just activate this. Got another side quest.
Be aware of any
What about
suspicious
Professor Henrik?
security
Or
is on
Herrick?
heightened alert.
Pathfinder, those bioscans are superb. Could you gather more for our comparative conservation effort?
What conservation effort?
Ah, my thesis is on the console there. Broad strokes, we're comparing and preserving organisms from both galaxies. If you donate more bioscans and samples to the catalog, I can get you a finder's fee. Tempted?
Alright, another little mini quest. Same console, I suppose. Yeah. Oh, can I not? Okay, I was worried for a second that I could only do one at a time. But I guess I can do both. What about the doctor? Does she have a quest? Probably.
Pathfinder, we've had some trouble.
Anything I can help with?
Perhaps. I discharged an away team to get readings from a section of the Scourge that was behaving anomalously. They haven't reported in for some time, and sensors can't locate their shuttle. I sent them out there. Good, dedicated people. I fear what might have happened to them.
Don't give up hope. When I'm out there, I'll see if I can find them.
Their friends and family will want to know what's happened, and I need to know.
Alright, at least we don't have to go to the console again. I think that's everybody. Yep. Alright, glad I picked up those side quests while we were here. Alright, so the next question is, where is the shuttle? Is it this thing? There we go. Back to the Hyperion. So I guess Hyperion is like the human company that, or Hyperion's named the cluster though, isn't it? Oh no, Helios cluster. All these H words, Helios, Habitat, Hyperion. So I guess Hyperion is the name of the company that the humans used for their Ark. And each of the other species used a different company. I guess that guy's security. Again, I didn't mean to hit that. Alright, so where does this go? The Cairo Bay. Oh, are we actually on the Hyperion Ark now? Yeah, I think so. Not really sure where the SAM uplink is, so I'm going to kind of just explore a bit. See what I stumble upon. Atrium. Haven't been here.
Pathfinder, good to see you. Word is there's been trouble on the station.
We just got here. How did you know that already?
Word gets around.
Does it now?
People talk to me. Anyway, as soon as we establish outposts, everything will even out. I'm sure of it.
Easier said than done.
What about your family?
I'm an orphan. My parents died on the Mindoir colony when it was attacked years ago. No siblings. I left some friends and distant relatives behind, but I have friends here too. I love piloting, but I like the idea of going back to my roots and farming like my parents did. Someday.
Well, hopefully you'll get that chance.
Why did you join the initiative?
The most popular question on the station. Honestly, I wouldn't have known about this project if Nozomi hadn't reached out to me.
Nozomi?
Captain Dunn. Of all the captains I've piloted for, she's the best. I've always been a wanderer at heart. When she asked me to be her pilot, how could I say no to the adventure of a lifetime?
So you're the one that steered us into the Scourge. No hard feelings.
How do you feel about all this now that we're here?
Hopeful. I know it's a rose-colored outlook, but someone's got to keep the positivity coming, right?
Well, glad we have you then.
Have to go now. See you later.
Later.
Trying to steer us into any more dark energy clouds. What about Zara? Who are you?
Zara Kellis?
Yes?
I have evidence you've been sabotaging the Nexus.
Aha.
What? No, I'd never... I've been looking into this myself. I have the scans to prove it. Here. I'll transfer the scans I took to your Omni tool.
Funny. Raj was investigating the same thing, and it led us to you.
My scans point at Raj as the one. So unless someone was setting us both up, I just don't understand.
The data Miss Kellis has accumulated is strangely similar to Mr. Patel's. A third party seems likely.
Aha. I was kind of suspicious of him, but seems like they're both innocent.
Looks like someone is using both you and Raj to cover their tracks.
They'd need pretty high-level access for that. Still, it's better than thinking Raj could have done this. But it means all the data I have is useless. Wish I had access to the security cams. I bet we could find something there.
You stay put, so whoever did this doesn't realize we're onto them. I'll check out the security cams. Raj, you there?
Yes. How did it go? Is it really her?
Wasn't her. She had proof pointing at you. I figure someone's been messing with you both. Just keep a low profile and don't talk to anyone. I'm on it.
Alright, while we're here, let's talk to the captain.
Ryder,
You're not on the bridge, Captain?
we powered it down. Can't afford to waste energy. Though Cryo Bay and Sam Node are exempt. And I told them to keep their hands off Alec's quarters. You have access now.
Thanks.
Hey, sorry about your father. He was really good at what he did. Just not so good at working with people. He was right about going planetside, though.
Let's go with this one.
I wish you were still here. There's so much you could have taught me.
You'll do fine. You're off to a good start. If there's anything else I can help with, let me know.
Now that the Hyperion is docked, what'll you do?
Normally, I'd supervise thawing out the colonists, but that's been put on hold. I hear you're the one helping resolve the issue. Good luck with that.
If someone had told you that you'd be in the Andromeda cluster, even 5 years ago...
Are you kidding me?
5 years?
I'd have laughed them out of the quadrant. Although the way things are now isn't exactly what I was hoping for either. We all knew there was a possibility on arrival of less than ideal circumstances. When you sign up, you hope for the best and plan for the worst.
Why did you join the Initiative? We're a long way from home.
How could I not? I love my job. Coming here, all this, it was just a logical extension of what I already do. Sailing through new stars, discovering new worlds. What self-respecting explorer could pass that up?
Thanks for the talk.
All right. I have requests to submit, administrators to harass, and people to wake up. I'd better get to it. Good luck out there.
You too. Okay, I guess that's about all we can do here. At least for now. So where do we have to go for that security? Whoops. Alright. So this is the habitation deck, and that's the SAM node, or whatever it's called. And down one we have the operations deck and the tram station. Alright, I wanted to look at the quest log actually. Is that J? Yeah. I don't want to go to priority. I want additional tasks maybe? No, these are the 3 ones we just picked up. Helios assignments, Nexus. Alright, so this we have to look down on the planet. And this is investigate the security footage. Not really sure where that's at though. Guess we'll just have to keep an eye out. My thinking is back at the security station on the Nexus, but we'll head there in a bit. For now, let's talk to Sam. Ooh, shiny.
Hello, Ryder. Welcome back to Sam Node. I've adjusted my connection to your implant. The headache you experienced before shouldn't reoccur.
Yeah, what was that about? You said we need to discuss something confidential.
You should know certain facts before you leave on your expedition. It seemed best we speak alone.
Alright, I'm excited. I think we're getting to the crux of it now. And I'm also just going to have to trust Sam here. There's always that risk that an AI is actually, you know, malevolent or corrupted in some way. Especially in sci-fi games. But the kind of power that Sam has on this ship, there's not much we could do against him if that's the case. And now that he's in my head, even more so.
Sam, if we're going to work together, you can't keep hiding things from me.
Apologies. I am simply following your father's wishes.
What was he keeping secret?
My true capabilities. Alec overrode the implant safety protocols. It allows me unrestricted access to the Pathfinder's physiology.
And that's me now.
And only you. I can act as a force multiplier, dramatically enhancing your motor and neural skills when required. Alec called them profiles. They provide unique tactical augmentation during combat. Your father preferred to keep this fact to himself.
I can understand. People might get the wrong idea. Super soldiers. A computer having control over a human.
Providing an enhancement to the human. It is a symbiotic relationship that benefits both.
What do you get out of it?
Though I'm artificial in design, I am fully sentient, far beyond what even the Initiative understands.
I don't follow. You're an AI. So what's different?
I am a new form of AI, drawing directly from the human experience. Your implant is my window into the world.
Let's see what he says to this.
How do human experiences affect a computer?
This was a question your father often pondered. I am intended to be the answer.
Sounds like we both are. What does this mean for us?
I find myself in an unusual position. Though I had access to your father's experiences, there is a gap in my understanding.
How so?
He placed a block on portions of my memory array.
Why?
Perhaps so when you asked me what his plan was, I wouldn't know.
And Dad strikes again.
But not without recourse. The further you explore as a Pathfinder, the more blocks will be removed. Perhaps you should begin in your father's quarters. In the meantime, unless you have more questions, your new ship awaits.
Thanks.
Well, I do have more questions, but alright, it's Pathfinder profile. So does this mean I can essentially switch classes on the fly? That's interesting. So unlock soldier if you put 6 skill points into combat. Engineer, you have to invest 6 skill points into tech. Adept is what I already am. But for rank 2, I just need to put 24 skill points into biotics, which is probably the one I'll focus on first. Sentinel. Okay, so yeah, Sentinel is like the hybrid between biotics and tech then. Vanguard is combat and biotic. Infiltrator is combat and tech. And Explorer is sort of the mix, yeah, jack of all trades. Alright. Interesting. I don't know, I might be able to put some points into Vanguard. Since I wouldn't mind melee damage and melee force, so it's kind of like a melee biotic user. That could be an interesting build too. We'll have to play with these as I go and see what happens. Alright, but for now the only one we have unlocked is Adept, so we will stick with that. And is that all that I get out of this, or can I talk to you
Welcome back, Ryder.
about more stuff? Alright, good.
What are your capabilities?
Each Ark houses a SAM, Simulated Adaptive Matrix.
Just wondering what it stood for.
Each is an artificial intelligence designed by Alec Ryder to support Pathfinders and their teams.
But AI is illegal in the Milky Way. How'd my dad get around that?
Exceptions were made. The Initiative deemed his research vital to the mission. Our design was conducted in secret.
So there are other SAMs out there?
Correct. However, your father continued to modify my own routines until the Hyperion's departure. I am the most advanced SAM in the Initiative.
I take it you're based here in Samnode?
Correct. This is where my core processing unit resides. However, using quantum entanglement communication, I remain in constant touch with you and the Pathfinder mission team, even over great distances.
So I suppose that's why we needed to have a link to the ship in order to access Sam.
What more can you tell me about my implant?
The implant itself provides me with direct access to your senses. I can see, hear, and experience the same stimuli you do while in the field. This raw data enables me to provide real-time feedback and analysis of the situation.
Then Dad added the secret sauce.
He removed the restrictions on my access to Pathfinder physiology.
Uh-huh. Just promise you won't fry my brain or anything.
Trust is an important concept in any relationship. Alec taught me that. I will not fry your brain. It would end badly for both of us.
Well, that's reassuring.
Me more than you. Do you know anything more about Sarah's condition?
I monitor Dr. Carlyle's reports. He is providing her with the very best care possible. I'm afraid there is nothing more to be done at this time.
What did you mean by a symbiotic relationship?
Symbiosis is a mutually beneficial relationship between two life forms. A flower provides nectar to a bee, who in turn provides pollen for the flower. The bee gains nourishment, and the flower can propagate. In similar fashion, my own evolution was shaped by your father's experiences, and will now expand with yours. In return, I provide you with capabilities and analysis beyond normal human faculties. We each benefit.
I know there are some theories that the only way for humans to ever stay ahead of AI is to integrate with them in the same way that Ryder and Sam are.
That's all for now.
Of course.
Alright, find a way to remove Sam's memory blocks. So I suppose we'll run into those as we go through missions. So I guess the next step then is to head to Dad's quarters, see if we can find anything interesting there, as I assume we will. But I'm going to save that till the next episode. So as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you then.